All right, guys, Red Alert 2 World Series action coming at you here today. In the Pro Division, we have a match between Legend and Root. This is a highlight of a game that was played last week, actually, and the reason I'm posting this is because it's one of the most exciting France Grand Cannon games I've ever seen. I always have people asking me, what's it look like at the top level? Are Grand Cannons allowed? How do they use them? We got a couple of the best players in the world to show us exactly what it looks like in an absolutely wild barn burner game. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's been funny to see this map at the top level. A lot of players playing France. We saw double France on this last time. Obviously, the fight for the middle, if you get in here, not only the tactical position of the map control, but also it getting on the gems, obviously, kickstart your economy, and Grand Cannons can just massively zone things out, these choke points, etc. So definitely a viable map, and I think the 3 oils also really help kind of kickstart the economy for the France player, which can sometimes be an issue, and of course the paradrop as well, nice for the allied player. So you got to think this is the one where Root can try to swing things around. You know, speaking to Root, you know, and kind of the kind of player he is, there's different kinds of players. Some players, when they get down 2 or 3-0 in a series, some players get better. Some players fight better off the ropes. Some players, you know, get kind of demoralized and it just goes from bad to worse. I will say, you know, Root in the series yesterday versus Latov, I thought he showed a lot of grit. You know, in that series, Latov obviously, you know, a significantly higher rated player in Red Alert 2, and Root stuck with it to the very end. You know, to the very end, he was really putting pressure on Latov, and I think yesterday I really saw him as a player who doesn't like tilt easily, but certainly looking, well, Legend's certainly looking stronger at the moment.
Yeah, and the failed engineer there from Legend, Root successfully defending that. Legend didn't really have anything behind that NG, so it was sort of a lone NG, and Root does get that. You also notice that Root early on sent his first miner that came out of the refinery to get that paradrop. He wanted early defensive value as early as possible, knowing his economy could hold it with the oils. And now Legend with a bit of a blunder there, but yeah, Root successfully defending so far. Can he handle the pressure is the question.
Yeah,
he should be just fine. He has 2 war factories. He went early 2 war factories here as an allied player. You don't really see that too often, especially as a France player, right? But he's using it to hold off Legend's early pressure here.
Yep, so
Absolutely
Legend on 2 war factories as well. Yeah, that early paradrop. Yeah, so he used the miner. Oh, that was heads up. So we got that early airport, and that paradrop nice in the choke point there. He's got a little bit of fodder in that fight. Nice tank control so far. So far, Legend kind of poking and prodding, but not finding any value. And yeah, Root's certainly keeping up. Both players, Legend with a strong economy behind him, but Root with plenty of money in the bank. You see Legend kind of keep jabbing at that airport, but Root just keeps denying it. So really good defense here, and is getting a position in the center. Could see a cannon coming here soon from Root, but Root's starting to go broke.
Absolutely, and the one Rocketeer move that Root loves doing, just being so annoying. Sending out Rocketeer, forcing his opponent to make a flag track when he doesn't want to. But Legend just so quick to make the flag track and switch right back into tanks. And again, Root successfully denying this push. But will he be able to keep doing it? No, he gives up. He pulls back.
Yeah, Root got caught there shooting fodder on that last. Legend jumped in. Root got up there. He might have been placing a building or something, but the cannon out. And so forced to use a bit, that cannon does get good value, but you would have think he would have liked it a little bit more in the center had he been able to use that cannon a little bit more offensively, but forced to use it defensively up in that corner to hold that position. Still good value, but you got to think the cannon in the center here is going to be able to start pummeling Legend's defenses. Maybe a little bit risky for Legend to be building right at this center position against a France. What do you guys think about that? I mean, a cannon in the center here could be getting some offensive value.
Yeah, unless he has a battle lab behind this, I think those war factories are definitely going to go down. But if he has that battle lab, obviously a Kirov just being right next to his door is going to be really good too.
The forward Kirov, that's right. Yeah, and the Legend did get down bottom left. His second attempt this game here did get down and stole that oil derrick. And if you guys are unfamiliar, we do have multi-engineer on, which allows you, it prevents you from engineering the opponent's buildings. The exception to that, of course, is tech buildings, which can be engineered. So Legend pulling out some little trick plays here as Root brings a split now. That cannon just out of range, unfortunately, and a V3 rocket out. Another pretty common counter to the cannons, can be a bit annoying. The allied player is going to have to build some anti-air to deal with that rocket.
Yeah.
So this is the 4th gem patch. Sorry, Snark. This is the 4th gem patch that Root takes back to back, basically. He took the top left, bottom left, and then the center, and then now the bottom center, I guess. So he's literally eating nothing but gems this entire game.
Yeah, and he's definitely feeling it here, able to produce those cannons, keep up his power. Now over to Battle Lab Tech. Mirage is coming out, and a nice forward cannon. Now the V3 rockets are out, and IFV to the front lines to help out. I think it's only 2. Oh, yeah, wait, so it's 3. Is it 3 rockets landing to take out a cannon?
Well, I honestly don't see it enough to tell you the numbers, but it's probably around 3 rockets, and the V3s were in
Yep.
range, so they go down, and now Root is
Yep.
with an aggressive base
There it
walk here.
is.
Legend forced to amputate his forward base. Now he's teching up. The V3s weren't enough. I actually think he shouldn't be giving up on the V3s.
It looks like he's going to transition over to a Kirov. He does have the lab now. He definitely needs it. He needs it like 5 minutes ago, to be honest.
That's his only war factory. That's his only war factory.
And it's
being
in
targeted
range.
by the cannon. Bam, it goes down. Norkirov, no nothing. Legend in shambles.
Yep, Iron Curtain comes out, but of course no War Factory right now. You saw Legend almost took that move of like, you know, hit the panic button, sent it downfield. He does pull back here. I'm not sure what he's pulling back to. He doesn't really have a home to go back to. You see Root continuing to base walk with Barracks. Of course, the Barracks, the primary building to base walk with. It's cheap. It doesn't take much power. And here comes the cannon walk. We've talked about this before. You know, as a new player, you often think, oh, I hate France. My little brother turtles with it. But of course, this is France at the top level here. It's an offensive tool, not a defensive one. And the storm is coming. I don't know what Legend's holding on to right now.
Yeah, well, it's I guess it's the IC, which is possibly his only win condition right now. The one thing going for Legend is that he did grab all his forward ore early on, and he still has a decent chunk of ore. Well, not that much anymore, but he had a nice chunk of ore back at his base. This Kirov already in range, possibly of huge Deso move there.
The Deso,
And
oh my God, Legend turning this into a game right now. The Desolator's holding on, the Iron Curtain on the top side, Root scrambling a little bit as that cannon goes down, the Kirov uncontested.
But the nuclear power plant goes down, so Legend might be able to defend this attack here. And Root forced to amputate, and he sold his entire string of buildings, which means that if he wants to base walk with offensive cannon value again, he's gonna have to do the whole base walk all over again, unless Legend lets him keep that one power plant alive.
He did save
yeah,
the
and
one.
Root doesn't have the eco for it anymore. He's been hitting 0 here past couple of minutes here. He still has, what, 4 miners, 5 miners? Look at Legend's base. He has the same amount of miners at the end of the day.
Oh my God, and Legend's on 2 War Factories and an IC. And that Kirov, yeah, he wasn't able to counter that Kirov, so he's trying to take out that Desolator. He takes out the Desolator. The Rocketeer goes elite. Oh my God, and the Iron, he's still, okay, Legend's still low power. If Legend gets his power online, that Iron Curtain could be devastating, but the Rocketeers keep picking it off. Now a flak track out to deal with the Rocketeer. Now Root has a full ore patch in the back of his base, but no refiner there, so massive telemining. The Iron Curtain comes, and the Mirages get caught on ore. When you're going over ore, of course, you drive slower, devastating in that position.
Is he pulling this off?
Oh my God.
There's no cannons in the center. He can go in there and take all those plants if he really wanted to. Root is still struggling with his eco. Keep in mind, a lot of Root's eco was coming straight from the gems. That's why he was able to produce so much. But without the gems, he can't sustain everything he was producing, right?
Yeah, he's losing one of his oils didn't help.
Yeah, definitely.
And fortunately for Root right now, Legend seems to have lost the head count of this game because he's way ahead, could easily be pushing in. Or Legend could be playing with his food a little bit as he brings an Engineer flak track top left to steal another oil. And another, and look at this again, guys. No refinery in the back of Root's base. Oh my God.
I mean, it was looking so good for Root there. I was sure Legend was dead. At the point where the cannon killed his War Factory, and Legend's without a War Factory, I'm like, okay, GG. And somehow Legend defends with the most incredible Desolators, flat cannons, and able to slowly make Root pay and pay and pay. And that Kiro finally pushing Root out of his base. Wow, just phenomenal.